Hey everyone, this is the Socean Finance Enthusiast, and I'm creating a DeFi guide for Socean Finance, and this is going to be a walkthrough from start to finish. So what is Socean Finance? The protocol is on Solana, and it lets you stake your Solana and also participate in DeFi. But how does it work exactly? So what you do is you stake your Solana and receive a staked version of that Solana. So in this case, it's called scnSOL. You can use that in DeFi instead of having it locked up when you're staking it normally. So for example, you go and stake one Solana in Socean Finance. So your Solana is now staked and you get that scnSOL token in return. And let's say the APY is 7%. After 1 year, you can redeem that scnSOL and get back 1.07 Solana. So here are the steps you'll need to complete in order to start using Socean Solana in DeFi. So first of all, you'll need to sign up for an exchange. Now this is where you'll be able to exchange your normal currency, so fiat, into cryptocurrency. And in this case, we'll be buying Solana. After that, we'll be creating a web wallet, and I'm going to be using Phantom. And then after that, we're going to be sending our Solana on the exchange into our Phantom wallet. Then we can deposit our Solana into Socean Finance to receive our staked version of Solana called scnSOL. And this scnSOL is what we'll be using in DeFi. So I'll go through a couple of protocols where you can use the scnSOL. So let's have a look at step 1, signing up for an exchange. Now there's 3 things that I'd like to consider when signing up for an exchange. 1, that it's supported in your country, otherwise you won't be able to use it properly. Look for trading fees that aren't too high. And if the cryptocurrency that you want to buy is available for purchase. So normally cryptocurrency exchanges offer a wide variety of coins to purchase from, but sometimes there are a few exchanges that have a very limited range. So here are some example exchanges that are mostly international. So Binance, they do have local variations of it. So I think for Binance, the global one, you won't be able to use it if you're from the United States, but I think there's like a Binance US version. There's Coinbase, KuCoin, Crypto.com, and FTX. So you might want to look into one of these if there isn't like a local cryptocurrency exchange in your country. So for each of these exchanges, you might need to Google the countries that they support. So for Coinbase, they do have a page that lists the countries that they support. So unfortunately for me, in Australia, they don't actually let you sell. So you can buy, but you can't sell. So one of the things to look out for. And for looking up the list of cryptocurrencies that they have on the exchange, you probably just need to Google it as well. Coinbase do have like an article or directory here that lists all the coins. So we just want to make sure in this case that we have Solana available on the exchange to buy. So after you've signed up for an exchange, you'll need to buy the cryptocurrency that you want. So there's generally 2 different methods that they let you pay for the cryptocurrency, either by depositing money into the exchange via bank transfer and then buying the Solana in this case, or they might have a debit or credit card option where you purchase the cryptocurrency directly with the card. Sometimes there are fees with this, so you just need to check if the fees are actually worth it. So let's go through the process of depositing your funds into the cryptocurrency exchange and buying Solana. So for this, I'm just going to be showing you CoinSpot, which is an Australian exchange, just because that's where I'm from. And I'll just click on deposit funds and then select the option that I'm using to deposit money into the exchange. So normally I just use Poly or Pay ID. You just select the bank that you're using and then whatever amount that you are buying. So you just continue and follow those steps. So once you do have funds in there, generally speaking, you just find the cryptocurrency that you want to buy. So on this exchange, I just need to search up Solana and then click buy, and, for example, buy $100 worth of Solana. So the process for doing this might be slightly different, but it's generally how it's set up for most exchanges. So once you buy it, you'll have the Solana in your account. The next step is to create your own wallet. So for this tutorial, I'm using Phantom Wallet, and that's a browser extension that is available on Chrome, Brave browser, Firefox, and Edge. So make sure you go to the correct website. It is phantom.app. And what you want to do is click on the download button. There is a mobile version of this, but I'm just going to go for the desktop. And I'm just going to be using the Firefox extension. I'm just going to add that to my browser right now. It'll ask you to give permissions for this extension. You just press add. So Phantom Wallet was added. Okay. So if you already have a wallet, you can import your seed phrase, but otherwise you just need to press create a new wallet. Now here we could enter a new password. So this will be used for every single time you want to access the wallet. So I've just created a password there, and this is where it will ask you to save your secret recovery phrase. So this is a number of 12 keywords that you need to save. So this is going to let you access the wallet, and it's sort of like your key card, I guess, and you don't want to give this out to anyone. So make sure to save it on a piece of paper and not store it online. So once you've stored it somewhere secure, just hit continue. There's a tip here. You're all done. Okay, so finish. So on the right hand side, you can see that there's a Phantom wallet that comes up. So this is your new wallet. It shouldn't have anything in it. Just letting it load at the moment. So with the web wallet set up, you are now ready to send your Solana from the exchange into your wallet. So what you'll need to do is copy the wallet address from the Phantom wallet and then enter that into the address that you want to send from the exchange. So let me show you a bit more clearly of what that means. So back on my exchange, I'm just going to look for my wallet, Solana, and I'm just going to open that wallet up. And there should be an option to withdraw your crypto. So in this case for me, it is called send. So say for example, I want to withdraw 1 Solana. There will be a transaction fee. It shouldn't be that much because it's fairly cheap. And with the payment address, what you want to do is copy the wallet address that you created on your Phantom wallet. So in this case, all you need to do to copy your address is click on the wallet, and it should show a pop-up here that says copied, and you just want to check that the first few characters and the last few characters are matching what you paste, just to double check. So mine is ZXAG ZIYO. Well, so that roughly looks right here. So that's what you want to do, and just to make sure that you're sending the funds to the right address. In my case, I need to do a two-factor authentication code. So if I were to withdraw at the moment, I'll need to put my two-factor authentication code in there and then press send. Sometimes there might be a bit of a delay, so don't worry if it takes a couple of minutes for the funds to transfer over from your exchange to the wallet itself. Now that you have your Solana in your web wallet, what you can do is take your Solana and go to Socean Finance and stake your Solana and get Socean Solana in exchange. So going to Socean.fi, we can see that the homepage here has a stake SOL button. So you can click on that. And this is where you can exchange your Solana and receive scnSOL. So you need to connect your web wallet, so that will be Phantom, and it'll ask you to select the one you want. So in this case, I'm going to be depositing 1 Solana, and I'll be getting 0.97 Socean SOL roughly in return. So what you'll need to do is press the stake button. So just a tip, you want to leave at least like 0.1 Solana in your wallet for transactions. They are pretty cheap, but if you deposit all of your Solana into here, you won't be able to do any more transactions. So you'll need to transfer more Solana from your exchange into your web wallet if you do that. So I'm just going to stake 1 Solana for a 0.97 Socean SOL. So I'll just click the stake button and it'll ask me to approve the transaction, which you press approve. So if you click on your Phantom wallet, you'll be able to see your Socean stake SOL in your wallet. And if you scroll further down the page, you'll be able to see there's a few DeFi protocols that Socean SOL have listed on their website. So there's currently Orca liquidity pools, Saber liquidity pools, Atrix liquidity pools, Friction vaults, Saros liquidity pools, and Solana lending. Now that we have the Socean SOL token, we can now participate in DeFi protocols on Solana. There's 3 strategies that we could look at for DeFi. Liquidity pool mining, which includes protocols such as Orca, Saber, Sunny, and Atrix. We have lending protocols such as Solana, and covered calls such as the Friction vaults. So the simplest out of those would be lending your Socean SOL. So we're going to have a look at Solana, and when you land on their website to get started, you just click on the get started button on the top right, and then you'll have to connect your wallet. So I've already connected mine, and you can see listed on the website is the Socean SOL token. Now unfortunately the supply APY here is currently 0, so there's no actual rewards given for you to supply and deposit your Socean SOL on here. But if this were to have a reward later on in the future, you can deposit your Socean SOL by clicking on that Socean SOL, and you need to connect to your wallet. And say I wanted to deposit everything, all my Socean SOL. I would click that and then click on supply, and then I'll confirm the transaction that comes up in the wallet. So when you want to withdraw, you just click on the withdraw tab and then click max and then click on the withdraw button. So I haven't actually deposited anything, but the process is pretty much the same. The next protocol we're going to look at is Orca, and for this one you can provide liquidity for Socean SOL and Solana. So what you can do is click on the pools and then filter by token. So we just want to look for the Socean SOL. So there's 2 liquidity pairs you can provide for. There's Socean SOL and USDC, which provides 90.6% rate of return. We have Socean SOL and Solana, which is a 1.95% APR. So this is a stable pool, and both of these pools pay out in the Orca token as rewards. If you wanted to provide liquidity for the Socean SOL and SOL pair, you click on deposit, and say we wanted to deposit 0.1 Socean SOL. In this case we need to provide 0.39 Solana. Click on verify that you understand the terms and conditions, then you click on deposit. Just approve the transaction. So it says you now deposited your Socean SOL and SOL. You can now check your liquidity, so it's like $50 in value, and that's the interest that you're earning. So if you wanted to withdraw, you click on the withdraw button, withdraw right now, and click on approve, and you get your Socean SOL and SOL back minus some fees. So we didn't exactly get back 0.1. Next we're going to be looking at Saber. So Saber is a stable swap pair protocol. So all the pools you can look at we can filter the liquidity pools by clicking on pools and then filtering by the Socean-SOL pair. So there's currently 3 liquidity pool pairs that you could use. So similar thing with what we did on Orca. If we wanted to deposit, we click on deposit, but we could check out the rates first. So if we go to farms and click on Sol and use Control F to find on page, so there's scnSOL, and that's paying out 2.4% plus 0.6% from the trading fees, I guess. And the other active pool is SoceanSOL and JSOL at the moment. So this one has a higher rate of return. It's paying out in the Saber token. So if you want to stack more SoceanSOL, what you'll do is you'd have to sell your Saber tokens into SoceanSOL. So since SoceanSOL has a higher rate of return, what I could do is I can go back to the pools and search for SoceanSOL again. So it was this particular pool. With this one, you can deposit just single-sided tokens, so you don't have to provide JSOL. So you can press deposit. It's going to deposit. So there's an approved transaction that comes up. You can approve. So now it says you have 0.97 unstaked LP tokens. Now you can go back to farms, click on Sol, look up SoceanSOL again. So you could go back to that farm that we looked at and click on stake. Now you can click on this to deposit your LP tokens. Then click on approve transaction. So now your liquidity pool tokens is earning yield. So you can see the Saber tokens going up there. So if you want to claim your rewards, you click on claim, then you'll have Saber tokens in your wallet. So as I mentioned before, if you wanted to sell your Saber tokens, what I recommend is going onto Jupiter Aggregator. So that's jup.ag. So on here, for example, you can sell your Saber tokens. So you click on that. Let's say I want to sell everything and then convert it into SOL. It finds the best rate for you, and in this case it's using Radium. You could click on swap, so that will swap your Saber tokens into Solana. So if I were to do this, I just need to click on swap and then confirm the transaction. So Sunny Aggregator is another place you can earn yield on your liquidity provider tokens. So this uses the Saber liquidity pairs. So you have to, if you wanted to participate in this, you'll have to deposit your liquidity into Saber and then take those tokens over here and deposit them. So on here you can search for SoceanSOL, and this is the only pool they have. So the SoceanSOL Solana liquidity pair, and that is currently paying 6.5%. So you only want to do this if the rewards here are higher than on Saber. So if we check the Saber rewards, it is giving 2.4%. So currently it is worth taking your liquidity pair and staking it here in Saber to get a higher yield than compared to Saber. So they pay out in 2 tokens. They pay out in Saber tokens and Sunny tokens, and they have a performance fee of 16%, which is already factored into this. So the 6.5% is what you actually get in yield. So a similar process to what we did before in Saber, depositing our tokens and depositing our SoceanSOL, and we can take the LP tokens and deposit them here. And similar to Saber, once you deposit your tokens, the rewards will be shown here. So I don't have anything deposited right now, but if I did, these numbers would be pretty much just going up, and then I could click claim all rewards to claim the rewards. So the last liquidity provider protocol that we're going to talk about is Atrix Finance. And when you land on their website, you just need to click on get started, and they'll open up the protocol. Once that opens, you want to check the pools and find the Socean Solana token. So here it is, scnSOL and SOL. So there's only like $7,400 of liquidity in here. And the reason for this is this liquidity pool isn't actually paying out any rewards. So if you click on farms and try and search for scnSOL, there isn't any. So that means there's no rewards currently being paid for that pool. So yeah, at the moment, Atrix Finance isn't worth providing liquidity for because there's no rewards given for this pool. The last DeFi strategy I want to talk about is covered calls, and this is provided by Friction Vaults. So this is basically a deposit that you make into this covered call vault for scnSOL. And the way that these options work, it's a bit hard for me to explain. So Friction Labs have actually published an article that explains this a lot better than I can. So if you want to learn more about this, I'll leave the link in the description where you can read this article. But basically how I would explain it is, so you're providing scnSOL, and there's a price that's listed known as the strike price. So for the current period, the strike price is 119 on the 4th of March. So when the 4th of March comes, and if the current price of scnSOL is higher than this call price, this vault will actually lose some scnSOL and it'll be sold off at that price. But if the price is lower, then the vault actually earns more yield for scnSOL. So this price here is set algorithmically, so you're relying on the protocol to set the price. So at the moment, if scnSOL stays roughly the same price and doesn't reach the $119 price point, then in the next period, this vault will earn money. Whereas for the Luna one, we'll have a look at this. The current price is above the call price. So if March 4th comes around and Luna is higher than this $85 price, then this vault will actually lose Luna. So that's sort of the risk that you're running when you're using these covered call options. So with this higher risk, that gives you a higher return. And if you decide to go into this, all you need to do is get your scnSOL and deposit how much you want into it. You just need to enter the amount and press deposit scnSOL. So with this one, your lockup I think is minimum 7 days, and some of the other vaults will have a longer period as well. So I'm in the Saber vault. You need to keep your Saber tokens in here for 14 days minimum. If I wanted to withdraw this, I just need to select the amount I want to withdraw and click on the withdraw button and approve the transaction. So that pretty much covers the protocols that I wanted to talk about. And at the moment, Atrix and Solan don't actually offer yield. So it's just Orca, Saber, Sunny, and Friction Vaults that we talked about that actually have yield for scnSOL. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and share it with your friends if you found it useful. And I'll see you guys next time.